Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? One single cold sore. Mouth started feeling a little bit sore a couple days ago. Not sure where that was. Uh, just a little bit. Okay, keep it in control. Anyways, what do I want to talk about? I'd like to be honest and sound ridiculous, if that's okay. And I'd like for people not who don't comprehend and not take it serious or judgmental, and for those who can appreciate the play of life to just go with it. If you're offended by heresy, then you shouldn't watch this. And this is your invite to not be angry. Because after this, you kind of have to be in charge of your own emotions. Somewhat. Even though no one's really in charge of their emotions. Anyways. So they closed off Chernobyl. I just watched this deal. Spent all this time getting this huge deal to entomb it. Because it's still kind of active. Or very active. Which is interesting is in the last couple of years, every once in a while I'll see an article, like every 6 months, maybe once a year, about when that nuclear crash happened in Japan, how that's been leaking in the ocean. It doesn't seem like people are really talking about that. That's not good. You guys know that building number 7 was a massive New York building that was demolished through demolition. And before its destruction, news people were reporting that it's about going to be demolished. It's going to come down, even though it has an office fire. Now, if anyone thinks that an office fire can take down massive steel concrete structures, then you know nothing about physics or math or construction, any of that. These buildings are built to withstand whole things ablaze for days. The heat that's needed to cause complete destruction to the whole building is hotter than nuclear heat, like sustained nuclear heat. A nuclear blast can destroy shit, but the metal will still stay intact. So to say that fire itself did it just really shows how silly we are. So I'm going to issue a reopening into all that. It's going to be pretty quickly found out who is really behind it all, and then that will begin a revolution to the whole world to overthrow corruption. To remind people that we are the government, you and I, so you can't really overthrow the government. The only way to overthrow, to do something harmful, would be to seek to set up a tyranny, set up a tyrannical structure that would impede. But that's literally what we have had forever around the world. Someone to overthrow tyranny, those who are unlawful, those who are un-American. It's very different. To be allowed to keep your finances, to be allowed to your body, should be allowed to make love to whomever you like, however you like, as long as it's done in love. We need to work together as a world to fight diseases and pain and work on deliverance. 31, it's August 21st, and there's still very much 3 or 6 a.m. There's still very much that I wish that I was, that I wish I could be, that I want to be. I find that I spend a lot of my day, for a long time now, spend a quarter of my day just trying to feel healthy, trying not to hurt. And then of recent, this last part of my life, I spent a lot of time on entertainment, like visual entertainment, game entertainment. I like how it, can capture the mind and take you somewhere, but at the same time, I foolishly have spent my time with trying to perfect games. Now, games are a very frustrating way of competition. It has not really produced the positive fruit in my life that I probably should be having. And I'm going to encourage so many people. I'm going to encourage the gaming community. If we can do things together. I want to have days where we all go out and work in gardens or work outside through inspiration. I want to overthrow corruption and everything that is un-American. The American government is one of respect. It's one for the world, not the current structure. The current structure is one that is owned by banks. See, banks have infiltrated and bought out the hearts of our leaders for a long time now. They took away a standard currency when they were allowed to print whatever they liked. Now with their printed currency, they can buy people out to murder, to harm, all using a printed form of finances, which is not built on anything stable. The reason that baseball cards lost value, I watched a deal on that, is because they were printed so much. Something has value once it's limited. The what was that really famous '89 baseball card? Not Mark McGuire. The black dude, young dude. Anyways, that card was printed. It was basically, the company was just printing paper currency as much as they'd like, because it has such a high retail sale, so they just kept printing it, and then it lost its value. Same thing happens with paper. You don't think it's valuable if it's limited, and most importantly, it's actually only valuable if it has something that you can trade for it that's actually like a metal or something you can take somewhere. Paper is just supposed to be a light version of it. And what's worse is the digital currencies, what's really manipulated the most. So I have to build a currency in the world that can be used tax-free. And that's very, to some people, anti-Christ, but people don't even know who Christ is. They think Christ is a hater, a judge, a murderer. And they've been taught that there will be a world currency and be set up by evil. I guess they grabbed the verse in Revelation saying they will not be able to purchase anything unless they have the mark of the beast, right? Not realizing that the beast is actually the massive demon spirit that corrupts everybody and that needs to be conquered. I started eating clean quality beef recently, and it tastes good. Like, I really like how it tastes. I was never against people eating some meat when I was doing vegan for a while. I don't have any regret doing it. Though through it, I realized how poor the quality of meats are in general in the world, and how sad of a life a lot of these animals live. And we as a world, we need to value what we're consuming and give it life. I'm going to start a massive movement of holding places accountable for what they're producing. More importantly, if people are selling something that we eat, we have the right to see how its life is being lived. If you are selling something publicly, then that publicly traded thing can be seen by the public. You shouldn't be able to poison food and give poison food out to people. Most importantly, viruses have been around since like the foundation of the earth, however long that's been. For people to think they're so smart that within this short amount in the last century, even the last 50 years, come with these vaccines. I'm not dissing anything here. I'm just talking about, it's pretty naive the amount of faith people put in, considering these viruses are as old as the earth. And just since the beginning of microscopes, we think we've had figured out that people force on others. As a friend once said, sanitation and cleanliness, and as the Torah writes, cleanliness is the beginning of being virus-free. Washing, cleaning, rinsing, not eating poison foods. That's the most important part of being to resist bugs. Now, a vaccine, just like America, they want, and people with their rage, they push it on each other. They just want a pill. American doctors are not taught nutrition. They're taught to be prideful, and more importantly, they've been coerced and held financially in bondage until they can only share these certain things or they'll be rejected in the community. But who's really doing the rejecting? It's just the powerful forces of evil. If somebody through malice says you cannot share something or speak just because they'll abuse you for speaking, then the only time to stop someone is if they're just inciting violence to people that haven't done anything to them. That's the only time to really stand up. Other than that, man, you have to let people speak. You have to let them speak. You even have to let them fulfill their actions. I just want to call all people everywhere to quit following Democrats and Republicans. Quit calling yourself, even if you are in politics, call yourself by your name and state what your opinions are. Don't fall under the guise of going under some other group. That's so silly. Republicans stop fighting Democrats. Democrats stop fighting. Each person's different. Most importantly, stop stealing people's money. Right? They work hard for that and they deserve it. And we need to stop spending money on the military. I'm all about giving people jobs. I'm all about empowering people. But giving things to the military, the money stops there. And I know you buffoons don't get it because you're so stupid and you refuse to think and you just have hatred. Plastic. We're going to recycle plastic. We're going to build with plastics. The reason in life you have a circle of finances. I work, I receive something, and with that money, now I will use this money to pay someone else to benefit me. If I go get food, if I buy a tool, it comes back to me and it goes back to the circle. Now, when money is stolen, now it's broken out, now it goes to a military deal. And what does that military offer back to me? We pay to have the military pay for all the building, for all the housing, for all the vehicles they're in, all that shit, and then we pay them after they're done, after they're out, and after they're broken, and they come back to society and they live off the government. A lot of them, they get benefits. But what have they offered? Well, some people will say they offered freedom. I think having weapons, having the ability to defend yourself is of utmost importance, no doubt. It really is. In this world, absolutely 100%. You won't find me speaking against that. But that's because you can spend your finances to do it. And that should be something that we come together on. Now, when it goes to the system, now we could be paying these people all this finances. We could have thousands of doctors, and we could have open places where people can get surgeries for very cheap because there's competition. We don't have competition. It's monopolized in our healthcare industry. We could be spending all that money for more doctors, better roads, more microscopes, people understanding the micro world. The fool says he comprehends it all. A wise man says there's so much more to learn. When people try to force vaccines down their throat without really being studious or just repeating something that they've heard from somebody that gets paid to do it, they are part of the problem. I don't follow under any guide of pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine, because it's foolish. What is a vaccine? It's like being pro-white, pro-black. Like, what are you talking about? We're not even the color of skin. There's so much more depth. We're talking about a flu, influenza, measles, mumps. Where are all the names of them? HIV. I mean, each one of these is different genetically. I mean, some are bacteria, some are viruses, some are fungus. Each one you have to attack differently. We can't just group everything together. Oh, he has cancer. Okay. Well, I mean, be more specific. Oh, he has throat cancer. Be more specific. What is it? Malignant cells multiplying. Okay, yes, we've been on that for a while. Be more specific. Lack of specificity. Lack of specificity. Being specific. I don't know. It's a cool word though. I had it in my head and then it didn't come out. Lack of being specific. Specificity is the big issue in this world, as well as poisoning. We have to tackle poisoning. We have to establish a world structure. I'm going to call it a government. And when I say government, I mean it's completely different than anything that's ever been. Because most things that are run are dictatorships, all right, that pretend to offer protection. Why is Jackie Chan's country and my country raising weapons to fight each other? We love each other. The people love each other. The people that don't are the evil spirits that corrupt the evil minds of those that are in power. So evil doesn't even have to infect everybody. It just needs to infect the people that have been given the power to fight. And so we have to take that power away. There's no reason that one man that got or a woman or whoever, they get just elected in a place and has the power to start nuclear war. Let's look at Lyndon B. Johnson. I haven't read this much. Absolute asinine, heretic, destroyer. And, as far as I've heard, we faked the Vietnam whole deal. What got us into there, just so we can blow them fuck up because people think war is good. But it boosts the economy. Man, the economy's crashed because a bank structure has corrupted everything. And if you can hear one thing from this whole deal, the greatest enemy of the world, besides demon spirits, and just as much as disease and viruses, if not more, is the bank institution, is the greatest enemy of the people. Because it's the most manipulated evil function ever, along with taxes. A world without taxes, with the freedom to flow finances. The one thing that will have to always be more important than finances is health. And in this world where there is death, until heaven comes, even though that may sound absolutely ridiculous because it hasn't been in any lives I've seen here, until heaven comes, there will be death. And we got to get rid of suing. The only time to really sue someone is if you can prove they were trying to harm you. Because accidents happen, they fucking happen. You suing, it's not going to make a difference. But what we can do as a society, as a group of people, is get together and work and be happier. We can be happier. We don't have to compete, but we have to center our chi with our spirit and combat the evil spirit of virus, disease. I mean, I'm talking about the demon realm, not just the physical realm. To what extent they're intertwined, I don't know. I'm gonna grab some water. What if I were never to become famous? Maybe 100 years from now, like you just uncaved this some shit, some dude comes upon this, like, man, this guy's cool. Want to see my wiener? Not on YouTube, you won't. So meat. Yeah, I think obviously our ancestors ate a lot of meat. But vegetables are more important. This world is based on recycling. Everything eats everything. So to say otherwise is not true. It's not true. To say that the plains pin these beautiful buildings, immaculately put together with so much time, energy, and love, and New York power and strength, they just broke down from these planes. It's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to intelligence. There are more engineers that believe that this is a hoax than there are engineers. And I'd question, even if they are engineers, that thinks a little plane like that could bring down a massive building. And it was a little plane in reality to how massive these buildings are. And why would they perfectly collapse all the way down to the ground? You just got to ask yourself, why are you not thinking about these things? Like, if you're coming against me, you have to stop, listen, and think, why am I not considering that this may be true? Well, how about factually, is it possible? No, it's not possible. Okay, let's stop. Let's rewind again. What in you is telling you that the reality in front of your face is not true? And fight that. Seek truth. There is a massive spiritual war that is always going on at all times in what we do not see. But you can begin to sense it and feel it and speak through it, into it. It's time to hold tobacco companies, cereal companies, soda companies, I'm talking about the bad kinds, even the poor meat industry, accountable for the food and the poisoning and the medical bills of the American people? I mean it. If all they're doing is selling poison for children to eat, and these children get very, very sick, and they're making wealth off of poisoning people, I will take at least half of their money. I will put them out of business unless they decide to change. And what is the line? What's the guideline? Look, y'all, your goal has to be loving people and nutrition. That's just it. I don't plan on putting anybody in business, but I'm going to put the threat out there. I'm going to turn McDonald's around. They're going to be a super healthy company. We're going to focus on doing a lot of good in this world because there's a lot of good people. I want to really go to the ghettos where I'm going to use a swear word now to many people, but it's also just a word. And I want to use this word because it's derived from Latin, which means black. The word is nigger. Now, when people hear that word, they hear hatred. Part of the reason they hear hatred is because they've been taught that's what it is. It's just a sound. So the Niger River, or Negro, negra, these are Latin for black. So nigger is just another way to say black. But to many people, it's violent. And worst of all, they will judge me for the color of my skin because they're racist, just like America is a very racist country. A lot of niggers say that crackers cannot use nigger because they're crackers. I'm not skin, babe. I'm me. Now, if a post like this gets threatened to be deleted or taken off, it just really shows the lack of even knowledge of teaching, because offense is taken more valuable than teaching, that freedom of speech is being impeded. The only thing that Facebook, YouTube, places should protect freedom of speech is if people are inciting violence against innocent people. Now, innocent people are those who seek not to harm someone else. This world is a violent world. Animals eat other animals while they're alive. We eat other animals. Now, about everybody currently is unaware that we're eating something that once was alive, and they get offended if I kill a goose because it's protected from an old-ass law, which is stupid, even more stupid, because the people that would enforce the law eat birds all the time. So once again, that's a big hypocrisy. Now, what do you do when you're in a... I'm not being too loud. What to do if you're in a land or a country where laws are blatantly hypocritical? And what do you do? You know, here they are eating all the birds. This bird you can't touch. And it's just like, you know, they can be terrorizing your neighborhood, attacking your animals, bringing disease because there's maybe too many of them. But you can't do anything to them. Why? Have we forgotten that the world, that there is death? You know, we're so abashed by death that it cannot occur. You know, death is liberty from hell here into an eternal realm of heaven. I don't know, I don't remember, I guess would be the correct way to say it, as foolish as that may sound. If heaven is on the plateau of the universe, or if this is just a creation outside, like a separate realm. Or if it's intermingled, we just can't see part of it. I read this article about the slave trade in the early 1900s in parts of Africa, like in that location. And it said it was rare to find a 10-year-old female who was still a virgin. Now, the sad part about that, the very horrific part of that statement, is that probably most of those women, girls, probably not all of them, but forced upon sexually. Now, we also live in a world that still considers sex, which is just a physical deal, you know, the physical act of nerve endings, you know, an appendage going in a hole, as something that's evil. And I don't know how to express that even deeper than that. And people have to ask themselves, do I think an appendage going in a hole is evil? Now, a vast majority of you people will say that it is. And that is because you have been taught by evil, and your mind is still condemned and judged. We still live in a world that hates nudity. We are our nude. We have to protect our nudity, or else we'll be destroyed by harmful people who justify their evil actions by law. The enemy is not the body. The enemy is disease and pain. It is not pleasure, but it's hard to tell the difference because an act of love can also, through somebody else, be an act of terror. So, is the penis, the vagina wrong, the butthole, the ear, the mouth, the eyes, the body type, the size, the length? Does any of that have to do with evil? No, it's how it's used. It's not an appendage that is evil. It's not pleasure that is evil. Pleasure is not evil. What is pleasure? Pleasure is joy, fulfillment of life, blessing. Pleasure is not destroying innocence. That is pure darkness. If anybody can say they've done those kind of things, you'll see black over their eyes, and if they were trying to talk about it, they were numb, they were black. It's the opposite. There's not real pleasure there. There may be a really obscure satisfaction, as it may be for some people. It's like catching a prey that you're trying to hunt, but it's going to be very small, especially if it's your own human species or someone that you love. One thing this world has forgotten, and for a long time has forgotten, is the blessing of freedom of speech. Speech brings the ability to think. Now, hatred will always judge speech. Hatred will always judge the ability to think. It will not allow you, as a divine being, to ponder or even to act upon new ideas. It will judge you by its religious foundation, and it will hire goons to do the job of it. Today I was behind a police car, and I felt very dissatisfaction with the office of that person, not the job, not the person. Moments later, I'm pulling around the corner. I see an officer, a person in an outfit. I felt great love for him. The difference was that when I was behind this car, I felt the loathing of the destruction of a place of power. And I see people, I want to thank all officers out there. And I think, what a foolish statement. Like, what a foolish statement. You don't even know who you're thinking. Would you say, I want to thank all political people that have ever been in office ever for the job they've done? So you want to thank Stalin? He was a political person. You want to thank Lyndon B. Johnson? Oh yeah, he didn't do anything wrong besides completely devastate a whole country that we haven't taken responsibility for. I want to thank Bush. For what? For bringing us into a multi-trillion-dollar debt that we could have so many doctors, we could have canceled our housing debts, our school debts, our financial debts. We could have a strong currency. You want to thank the person who's an officer who also blackmails others, who rapes women when they pull them over. Oh, that doesn't happen. If you don't understand that evil will always corrupt power, which has been given the benefit of law, then you don't understand evil at all. And I think many of you don't. It saddens me how naive and gullible, and how little this world, even though they can access the world, they choose to recognize truth. They choose to not recognize truth. They choose to be ignorant of reality. So I've been seeing a post. I want to thank all officers. I want to thank all teachers. I want to thank all criminals. I want to think all drug addicts. I want to think all of them. First off, what the fuck is a drug addict? That's the hugest word ever. Are these people that enjoy herbs, plant? Look, drug means medicine. We want to think all medicine people. People are not a job. A job is a position. It's ridiculous that someone's job can give them the power to kill someone else with no consequence if they're not doing anything wrong. That they can throw someone else in jail, destroy them, even if they've done anything wrong. That a political person can put a hit on someone else. That's been done throughout the world with no problem. Our enemy is corruption of power. And that's why the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and these ideas, which became writings, but the ideas are stronger even than the writings themselves, are of utmost importance. There's no reason that this current government structure should be as powerful as it is now. The only reason that it is because the people are asleep and they don't think they have power. And more importantly, we live a Republican Democrat, whatever democracy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just run by goons, man. And want to take our power away. And want to blame evil on a gun, when evil is actually a demon spirit. Yeah, there's so much evil. I mean, there's so many women getting late-term abortions and babies just ripped apart alive. It doesn't get any coverage. Isn't that many? Yeah, it's a lot. But pain sucks, and we all go through it. For that child that went through that, they're in heaven now. It sucks they went through it, but they're blissed out. You take a baby's little wiener, you chop off that foreskin, you tell me if that babe cries or not. At 8 days old. Oh yeah, it hurts. Come on, guys. If a baby's at 8 months and you rip it apart, all its nerves are intact. Each my body, well, that literally is not your body. Now, I don't demand that people have to host a child, but when you help people make up their mind a whole lot quicker, probably within the first 3 months, we should take shit real serious. Even the first 2 months, 3 months. And I'm not making about laws to get people in prison. I'm not about that. Because it's not that simple. Babies die. Through the history of the world, about all the time. You can't force someone, you're going to do this, and if you don't, we'll harm you. Like, what are you solving, Christians, with your hatred? Why does government charge any money for people to adopt? What is this nonsense? Like, what is this country that I live in that has so many foolish laws? Why should the government take away weapons while they have weapons? And then anybody in power can then go kill. If governments want their people not to have guns, then they need to put away their weapons first. That's the only way it's going to work. Why would Dr. Trump, I'm not here to bash on Trump at all, but I don't know who gave him this information, but it was poor information, and I think he'll reverse it. Why would you ban a bump stock? Now, I haven't looked into this a lot, but that's what gives you accuracy. You don't want people to be accurate with what they're shooting. Some people are for allowing anyone to have any weapon. Yes and no. At some point, I don't want anyone just to be able to purchase poisonous gas, mustard gas. I'm not about that. What the fuck are you going to do with that? Besides just slaughter people? Chemical warfare is a whole different level. Buying something that could everything. So, I think we should have some regulations for safety of everybody. Some people that are so pro-freedom haven't come up with an idea to stop evil people. We have to keep that in mind. This is one thing that's for sure. Evil loves laws because laws allow it to extort. The pharmaceutical company is the greatest lobbyist for making plants illegal. Why? Because if plants become legal, they're going to run out of money. I'm going to get rid of all lobbyists, and I'm going to hold Congress responsible for what they do with their time. And they will be fired if they cannot get shit done. I'm going to send them down, and I'm going to have each one of them say who they are and what they stand for on different topics. I don't want to hear fucking people say they're Democrat or Republican anymore. That's stupid. It's stupid. Just stop. Take up each subject, and what you guys agree upon as a vast majority will pass. How about this, motherfuckers? How about we get clean water everywhere? All right? Take all your military spending. Stop. I promise you, if anyone ever really attacks us, every American will rise up and defend. Don't you worry about that. Reduce the military spending down to 10%. So 90% of it, 90% of those jobs will now be back to where they should be, the citizens. Next thing, with public education, it's quite simple. You can't force public education. It needs to evolve. You can't force children to be in a school where they're being forced to learn things that are more than 100 years old. It's very stupid. Everything that should be taught is what can be used and what they can use in life. Everything that we learn should be with a practical application involved. I'll get rid of testing, because testing, unless you need to perform an act, is very frivolous. And just to judge, unless you're trying to be qualified for a position, you don't need to do this testing. And I hope people can listen to an idea where it's coming from instead of looking for the wrong. I find people prefer to be negative. Don't be negative, be a solution-oriented. Am I running for Congress? I'm not running for anything because I am America. And so are you. I am the American government. Me. I am. We have been forced into electing people where we don't need to elect people. We just need common structure that allows the freedom of prosperity, the freedom to prosper. I'm all about a lot of the good that they do. We have weather programs. We have Coast Guard that helps people if they get stranded. We have firefighters. But a lot of this stuff is so poorly financially managed. And all of it just needs an overhaul. And we're going to forgive debts, all of them. In the whole world, we're just going to forgive the debts, start over. This is what's going to happen. If we don't do it, I'll just expose the massive bubble around, and then people will stop using your money. So we'll have to establish a new currency, a perfect one that cannot be manipulated. It's assigned a mathematical digital thing that cannot be multiplied. It'll just be perfect, yeah? We'll go with that until the world learns how to work together, until we can get machinery to work for us. But even with all of that, it still would hurt to stub your toe or cut your finger off. And evil, wait, where is it? It's like I'm seeing a little bit of light, actually. Darkness right here, too. It still exists. So, pain is part of it. And I think in all equations, we have to take as pain as reality of this world and not judge people for the pain that already exists. I'm going to free doctors, and I'm going to get rid of these stupid-ass textbooks. These textbooks that people are getting, they're bought out. And if you're a student and you're reading bought-out textbooks, I'm going to stop, because the whole internet, all of knowledge, we're going to consolidate the greatest knowledge, and there will be nothing that is said that will be put into a group that's called heresy. We're not going to especially as we're learning. Okay? You have to allow the craziest ideas to be in there, because sometimes the craziest idea is the right idea. The ignorant will refuse to learn and think they have it all already. And those people are the greatest losers. I don't pretend to know much at all. I just know a few things. I feel it. I see it. I see the fruit of it. And I've been around a long time. My spirit, my soul, man, observes very rapidly what's going on. You cannot find one person in this world that I've ever hurt or harmed. I may find a couple girls that really wanted to date me, and I said, I cannot date you. That hurt their heart. And that was sad, and that hurt my heart too. You cannot find anyone in this world that I've harmed. Now, I've probably been a little too aggressive with my nephew Boaz sometimes, but he is a very aggressive boy at times. And that has been difficult. Praise Yahweh, Elohim, Allah, Alibaba. Things have been changing. That's great. Deliverance is nigh. So quick recap. No more taxes, because taxes is literally the destruction of prosperity to reward poor, frivolous spending. We have to keep the basic infrastructure, but revamp it, and then we put our finances in to make that all better, and put all jobs up for more qualified people to take it, and then free people from debt so that they don't have jobs they don't want to, and then get rid of the whole debt structure. These loan companies are going to get rid of the whole thing. There's not going to be many laws or structures in the world, but these loan sharks, getting rid of that nonsense. It's just destroying your own hand. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's stupid that our governments have sided with this shit forever. Folks around the world, you got to realize this. The people, there is no such thing as a government. There's just people. All right? A government's an idea. So you're overthrowing an idea. Unless you're going and killing people that are innocent. Because America and most of the world was founded on killing people. So you can't just say that that is always wrong. Though I'm not for it. I find it ridiculous that people don't correlate the reality of the history of the past to the present, and they will judge the past as wrong, even though it's what builds the present. What's worse? To take the worst person, whoever you can imagine, in the world, and execute them. I'm against execution. Or you force them into isolation, torture for years on end, and then let them back into society just so they can repeat what they are. If somebody is really a danger, then we must help them. Or let them go. That still won't take care of the spirit, which was corrupting that person and blinding them to do evil. The greatest step we can take together as our world is to stop paying all taxes. I encourage everyone everywhere to not give any money to any goon, because they're not a government, they're just goons with guns. What's a better word than goons? They're just mob. They're a violent mob that threatens to harm you. Not to give any violent mob finances. Now people would say I'm trying to overthrow a government. Again, we are the government. We're overthrowing a very evil idea that was never supposed to be intact. So what should we have intact? Voluntarism. Being a voluntary. Like to volunteer to do good. To reimagine what we can be as people. If the idea is there, then it's possible. It is plausible. To quit smoking. To get people to quit smoking. As far as I'm concerned, the tobacco industry needs to pay a lot of our bills. a lot of these food industries need to pay a lot of our medical bills. Next, we're going to reduce medical bills by 100%. I guess that'd be 0, but a huge percent we're going to reduce it. You know how? For the sake of the world, and I know most of you closed-minded, short-term people will not even begin to comprehend this, the current structure of copywriting is going to have to go. But how do we reward hard work? It's a great question. We'll find out. I don't have the answer right now. But I'm gonna have the answer. You always have to reward work. You have to reward people doing it. But you can't allow someone just to say, "Oh, I own this." You don't own shit, man. If people can make something, they can make it. You don't own technology. That's absurd. And it just holds everyone back. Because we're one world. To the billionaire Mexicans that died recently, what good was the money that he'll never spend that will be absolved by banks? What good is it? What good is it? Would have been better if you had another billion. At some point, I mean, you're still stuck in your body. Food and pleasure, bigger things doesn't mean happier. Wealth is found in being content, contento, happy, satisfied, belonging in your spirit. I can already see many people calling me the devil or a deceiver. And to that I say, all right, yeah, pew 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 pew. No, I'm cool with it. They don't even know. They don't even know God. If he split his legs and sat right on their face, they wouldn't even look at it. That's how appalled they are. They think good things are bad. We live in a world where pleasure is evil, but abuse is good. And they justify their abuse from their books of abuse. Not one jot or tittle pass away until perfection comes. But behold, motherfuckers, perfection is the kingdom of God upon the earth. So, it's going to be good. Am I afraid? It's a good question. I'm intimidated by the future. I'm intimidated by people knocking on my door with evil intents. Yes, I feel very intimidated by it. And I feel in the moment, so that just means just the spirit being pushed upon me. Do you know that in the coming revolution of the world, the only violence that will incur will be the defense against people that are trying to harm others? That'll be the only violence that will happen. There'll be no violence from my end of things or my people's end. But protecting yourself isn't violence. That's awesome. That's being a defender. Yeah. If you're a defender, defend away. You got to ask the goons you work for, government employees, are you getting paid to harm someone? Are you getting paid to steal? Are you getting paid to throw someone in prison because you think you own them? Are you helping them? Are you getting paid to be the Hitler Youth? And the answer is predominantly yes. Are you a government employee that's getting paid and you really don't do anything and you know it? You're a government employee and you know things could be done better, but you don't have a voice because the structure doesn't allow it? Yeah, that's bullshit. We're going to get together. Each person has a voice. We're going to enable it. We're going to do things better, smarter, wiser, faster, bigger, stronger, harder. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I think a lot of people have fear. But you have to kind of realize this one simple idea. This is really simple. What does one need to live and to live well? Cleanliness is the top water, air, food, and shelter. And electronics and technology is the bonus on all of it. You don't have to have debt to have any. You can, in this modern day and age, because of technology, we can all have it. We're going to remove all patents. Don't do it. We're going to do it. Patents divide technology and keep us separated. When patents end, everything's going to boom so fast. Now, the issue with things is that third world countries and first world countries can't compete. Well, you want to know why first world country is? You really want to know the truth why you haven't been able to compete with any of it for so long? You have the resources. The reason you haven't been able to compete with it is because you're stolen from. Your hard work is stolen. And it's rewarded to the mobs. And to my left-leaning Republicans who think they're conservative but still are taxing people, I just have to remind you that you're not a Republican. You're not conservative. You still make your premise of government based on thievery. To my more liberal group, I am 100% liberal. But you can't justify thievery, man. Don't steal from grandma. Okay? But this guy needs help. Then let's help him. Get your ass up and help him. You fund it if you want to see it done. Quit justifying thievery. Don't be jealous of somebody because they have wealth. It doesn't mean they have happiness. Ask yourself, because you have a car, food, and shelter, and AC, why are you not happy? Well, if you can't be happy with that, you're not going to be happy with a lot more. Now, if it's because you have debt, we'll take care of it. The revolution of the world is one of kindness and to light, and to respect, and to hope. LeBron James, that guy's a great leader. He's a good person. I want to really encourage all my government officials that are in the armed forces to lay down your weapons. Or keep them. Just keep them. And go home. Take them. Your weapon. Take them. Holster them. All right? Let's really put, like, if you have kids, put that shit in a secure location locked up, man. Don't leave it on your pillow. Please don't be that paranoid. What if Jim Rabbit came? What's the Robert want? Does he want money? Does he want to rape your family? Well, if he wants to rape your family, then kill the motherfucker. All right? You don't need any government's approval to stop evil. It's funny to me that people that work for those who make laws, or other people, can murder people. The people that aren't in that structure cannot. They're all people. There's no such thing as government. I already said it. There's just people. And there's bad ideas. I'm going to repeat that again. There's no such thing as government. There's just ideas. Really bad ideas. You can't overthrow a government because a government is an idea. You can overthrow ideas and bring about a new structure that helps promote health. Currently, our structure is like Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Okay. What did I just see? Chernobyl. That's it. Imploded, and radiation leaking everywhere. We can't stop radiation. There's technology exists not to turn that around. Is it that powerful? What's the opposite pull on that? Can't we balance it out? Isn't there a way to stop that? There has to be. I mean, for every yin, there's a yang. The greatest benefit of freeing all patents is that we'll all be able to work together. I can almost guarantee it. that we'd have flying machines in no time. I don't know when. We'd be all on clean energy. World, it's time for us all to get together and stop poisoning our bodies and stop poisoning other people's bodies. I love big trucks. I think they're cool. But it's not cool when they pump out a shit ton of diesel into the air to breathe. I'm not saying smoke doesn't look kind of cool. What I'm saying is you're pumping out poison. You shit me, as your father dies of cancer or painful death. Yeah, don't give me that. All right. Quit justifying being a dickhead. You people out there, take responsibility for your life and the lives of those around you. Be a leader. Be a general. Be a chief. Which means a servant. Be one who empowers, not through control, but through sacrifice. I think that's what half of you motherfuckers don't get. Most of you ministers ain't ever got. So far from the kingdom, man. You guys are trying to manipulate, get people's money. I get it, but not. Many will say, Lord, Lord, will we enter the kingdom? And I'll say to you, depart from me, you piece of shit. Go feed the elderly lady and then come back. I think people ask me, oh, Chris, what do you do? I'm an idea man, baby. I'm an idea man. Also, broken body. My heart was hurting today a little bit. Well, how do you know my heart hurts? Right in this area, if I can push through, that's where it hurts. Now it's gone down a lot. It was hurting a little bit today. You don't really feel your heart until you blow it up. Then you start to feel it. I think I'm coming along. I find it absolutely disgustingly repulsive that we cannot buy medicine that we need. I'm not even talking about painkillers, psychedelics. I'm just talking about fucking medicine. They need a doctor's prescription to get medicine. God damn it. Education is at your fingertips. We can all be a doctor. Government, what the hell is this? Teach people, make them smart, then give them medicine. This is absolutely ridiculous. People seek wealth because they're in debt. Debt, again, is the greatest issue in our world, which is bank-driven. Banks want everyone to be in debt while they print your money, which is built on nothing. You guys, a $30 an hour wage wouldn't change anything. It would just make $30 the next $6. Because everything would adjust for it. It just creates instability. You can't raise. I guess it is kind of bad if one state has this and the one state has this, because then you're unstable. So if you want all states to have the same, that's okay. But after that, you say, okay, no states can raise it past this. There is no minimum wage. Bring back the value of your wealth. And then you have to close down the banks because they own nothing and everything. And redistribute the land back to a structure of smart people. I'm not saying just give it out to anyone. I'm not interested in giving wealth to people who are not responsible with wealth. I'll give them food. I'll help them get a job. But I'm not giving the prosperous land that I work for, people work for, to those who manipulate. And not in a good kind of manipulation. I'm talking like bad. I'm not even after hard work. I'm just after faithfulness, diligence. But I gotta promise you this. In this world, those who work the hardest will be rewarded the most. Not necessarily time, the smartest, the brightest, the most powerful. I am allowed to say whatever I want to say. violence sits over my shoulder, slanders me. Where do you think those negative thoughts come from? Well, not coming from me, because I am inside of me, like this little light being like, let me be free. And there's this opposing darkness, just pressing its deep tentacles in my mind. If any man justifies being violent to someone who is not doing harm to anyone, they are the criminal. I don't care who they work for. No one works for the government because I am the government. You are the government. No person has authority because of a job. Well, then how do we gain power? We all have power. We all have the right to stop someone from doing evil. We all have the right and the ability to help someone else. We do. We all have the right to take someone to a court where we're judged by our peers and maybe by just really smart dudes who seek to help. We don't need officers. That's nonsense. We don't need terrorists driving around. No, if we need people to help make sure some street guidelines are being followed, okay, that's fine. Why the fuck do they have guns? And why do they have the ability to destroy someone's life forever? Why don't we have public transportation? What the hell? This government spends some money on everything. They bring in so much money. And what do they do with it? They do nothing with it. They give it away to other countries, to other people just to buy gold toilets. I'm so sick of this country and their waste. I'm so sick of it. They have the ability to create such great things. They're so stupid. They're so stupid, man. I'm going to change it all. But we as a world, we have to focus. Spiritual liberty, health, development, health. The rest should just come. All right. Once again, I'm not running for anything. I've already won. My fate's been sealed, baby. Also, I'm excited for medical plans. I'm excited for heaven on earth. Man, I think that'd be absolutely crazy and ridiculous and out of this world, not even imaginable, absolutely asinine, insane, stupid, violent, incoherent, devil of destruction, performance, hard despair, chaos. You have value, and you are beautiful. Please, if you find someone attractive, take off your rings, take off whatever slavery you have to somebody else, and let them know you think they're attractive. Because this world needs it. It needs to be loved. I release all of you from marriage. I release you all from bondage of relationships. You are not owned by anyone. Do not believe that lie. It's what keeps us cold and separated, and this world needs love. If we start loving one another through words, a little bit of touch with Lysol clean hands, clean food, then you won't see shootings anymore. You gotta eradicate the demons and love the people. See, dumb politicians, they're just so stupid. People in general are just so naive. That's not their fault. It just bothers me on how stupid they are. By stupid, I mean it's just like you have history books. You have history books of all the nations in the world. You can approach it from a scientific standpoint. And then you have people that are Republican or Democrat. And they're both, all of them, just people in general, not everyone, but a vast majority of y'all. This is negative. I can't blame you. I just read. Stop following other people and be yourself. Be unique. Be talented. Be healthy. If you like what I have to say, man, come support me. Come love me. Don't be creepy. Don't force yourself on other people. Don't force someone else into your timeline, your box. Respect other people. You know, be gentle. I really do want to start a 24/7 stream. I'd love it. I'd love to do it. I need to be free of some demons, though. So we'll work on that. What if this never became famous anywhere? That's never happened in my life, man. I would just be happy to die and leave. I would try to find whatever spirit deceived me and destroy it. If that were the case, but can't hide the light. You can't pretend the light. I mean, the light is the truth, man. I'm looking for it. Drugs. I don't even know what drugs are, man. I take plants every day, all the time. Tons of them. Tons of plants. I don't take drugs. I don't like synthetic things. I've tried some synthetic stuff. And man, I don't like it at all. Man, give me plants all day, baby. Give it to me. Spirulina. That's what I take in the morning, motherfuckers. You ready for this? I got spirulina, bitches. Take chlorella. Take ginseng. I got some crazy ass herbs. I don't even know what they are. I got hops. I don't know, wormwood. Is that something? Burdock root. I got cayenne pepper. I got Tribulus terrestris, which is supposed to help men shit. I got brain booster herbs. I got mushrooms. I got deer antler and something. I got what's that called? Put it in the ground. Diatomaceous earth. Activated charcoal. I got cannabis oils that I make myself out of God's plant, hallelujah, which I'm actually allergic to. I figured out I'm allergic to it because back in the day when I smoked it, destroyed my lungs and my body built up antibodies against it, so I began fighting it. That occurred to me today. Kava kava, glory to God. I got other stuff that I try to be careful with, like DHEA, and heart, and coca leaf, all natural, not a drug. I'm talking about the leaf, the plant, all that, which is legal everywhere. I declare everywhere in this world that no person has the right to tell you cannot have a plant. I don't care who they're saying they get their authority from. I don't care who they think they have the authority from to judge others what book does. My God, you guys are believing the lies of propaganda, and and you know it's propaganda, and you're still doing it. Well, it's law. Motherfuckers, stop obeying laws that are killing your neighbor. Wake up and hold people that are doing it accountable for their actions. I mean it. Plants are here to stay. Plants are so much safer. They're not perfect. They're so much safer than the crazy gasoline evil derivatives that you get when you make something illegal because they have to make it so concentrated to sneak it past the border. Fucking plant, not fucking plant. Who the hell has authority to not have a plant? Kratom, glory to God. I can't believe there's people out there speaking bad on this shit. And some people have had negative reactions while not having it. I believe it. It's mostly because they have a poor diet. Change the diet. Man, kratom. Oh, glory to God for kratom, man. That has gotten me through the last 2 years. There's more to be found. There's cactuses, so many shrooms. I think shrooms are going to take over the world, man. We're going to be a whole new world once we find shrooms. Now, I tried having some really bad reaction with my heart. My nervous system broke down. Pooped everything. I think I've talked about this earlier, but my body is literally broken. Like things that wouldn't bother anyone, 1,000 people, I'll respond differently because things are just inside of me. But I have greater respect than most people do because of that. The main thing is with any plants, you have to be careful with ones that elevate heart rate the most and decrease heart rate, and to be extremely scientific in measuring that about. I'm going to open up late night places, all day places. People can get all these herbs and plants and very minimal amounts of alcohol because that's not going to be the focus. But I think a small amount can be nice, but not much because it kind of takes away your boner. What the hell is the point of having a good time if you can't get your boner up? God damn, man. Shit. I am not a Christian. That is an ideology of a modern world of judgment. I am Christopher. I am me. I'm demon possessed. And I'm ready to do some great things. I really am. It's gonna be fun seeing people delivered. I've been waiting for fucking forever. Alright. And still nothing has happened. Look at it. Look at the time right now. I really have no idea if anyone's gonna ever watch this. Like me personally. I'm recording it in hopes that something happens. There's no reason that this video isn't rated for children, because nothing I have done has inspired violence. Maybe I've said things that you think are inappropriate, but sounds are not inappropriate. It's how you interpret them that's inappropriate. That's just reality, y'all. You gotta wake up and stop being slaves to words. Stop being. It's just an utterance. Oh, God, you're offended by syllables. You're offended by the toccata of the tongue. It's just childish. It's religious. Like, wake up. The creator of everything does not judge people for anything, because he created it all. He even created evil. Evil is not an angel. Evil is the spirit of death. It is a spirit that will be ended, which we will fight and destroy. Well, either I'm right or I'm wrong. It still sounds cool. I can't deny the power of love. So I need everyone to stand up for their neighbor. When goons come to harm your neighbor, you stand up together. The only reason that people were allowed to kill all the Jews back in the day is because the neighbors allowed it to happen. Well, they didn't have weapons to defend themselves first, and they allowed it to happen. You know, some goons come to collect some debt on your neighbor. You get over it, you stand in the gap, say, nah, you can't have it, motherfucker. I mean, if they take something, that's different. I'm talking about banks, okay? I'm not talking about somebody took someone's car and they're not giving it back. I'm not talking about that. Just, God damn it, people, use your mind. Hear what I'm saying? That's the problem with people in books. They don't think. I need people that think. I need thinkers. Not just black and white. Consider how small we are, the size of the universe. The universe is going, but here in this disgusting ass earth, people are so offended by nudity that they'll lock someone up in prison and rape them physically and emotionally for years on end just for being naked. You gotta ask yourself, who's really in charge here? Are people even in charge? Oh, nigga, it's the devil. I'm gonna beat his ass. God bless you guys. Good night. Remember, if you're gaming, it's for me, and it's not producing fun and life and relief, then stop and seek that. Because frustration will bear no fruit ever in your life. For all my gamer friends out there, and that's the vast majority of you, if what you're doing is causing frustration, I want to provide something for you that can give eternal life, that can give you power, that can give you motivation, success of your body, of friendship, of good air and good foods, of laughter. and better games that are built upon constructing an eternal soul, which is fun. I mean, something that will be fun. Because that didn't sound that fun, but something that is actually fun. Because gaming is usually built upon destroying someone else. So it takes someone losing for you to win. There is no war to be fought. Because the only people that are fighting wars are the goons at the top. I need a better word for goon. I mean the demons at the top. Fucking devils, man. No person will command you what to do. You can disband this military nonsense. I'm about leadership. Oh yeah. But you can't lead by being a dictator. You have to lead through example, love, focus, and sometimes, in dire circumstances, through commanding. If you're that smart, like something's going on and you don't know what to do, they'll follow you just because you're a good leader. All right, my people, God bless you. May the kingdom of heaven dwell upon you. May you be freed of your demons. Seek to not destroy or harm. Do not judge, which means do not destroy. Most importantly, to all my police officers, government employees around the world, do not justify, do not work for evil people that want to harm others, for you will be accountable for what you do. Together, we can change our minds. No one has to do anything. You don't have to follow the rules. You don't have to enforce rules that you disagree with, more importantly. The internet is for all. It should be free. Everything on it to be seen. It's reality. I think maybe the one thing that maybe shouldn't be financially prosperous as much, though it's a reality, and I think it should be seen at times, is extreme violence. I have no pleasure in that. But love, and of any kind, of any measure, of any pleasure, virus-free, disease-free, wanted, is always good. And many of you that will not see it, when you begin to see the fruit of it, then you'll see your mind change. That's all right. All I ask you is, in the meantime, is if you don't like something, it doesn't give you the right to go kill that person if they're not harming you. What if they're loving your daughter? Was the person love them? All right. Well, you don't own your daughter. You can lead them. You can talk with them. But ultimately, my friends, you don't own anybody. And I can tell you this. Many people have their shield up. It's a shield of fear. It says the fear of being deceived. Because they've been taught that good is bad and bad is good. They've been taught that the deceiver will come. But the only truth is the word of God, which is actually the word of death. The very word that was used to kill Jesus. The very word that keeps people enslaved. The very one that says love is bad. And that shield is actually hindering you from eternal life. If you're afraid, then you're already lost. If you think that a God that can create butterflies and beauty and all the sands and all the heavens and all the stars and all the cells, everything working at the same time, is offended by appendages touching, then you're blind as a motherfucker. And you're reading books that are way too old. But it's true. The Matrix is true. It's a true lie. This earth and stories are a deception. The deceiver. The deceiver.